Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tech for Teachers. I'm Nancy Knapp, and today we're going to talk about how we can support struggling readers using the text-to-speech and translate functions in Google Read and Write and MS Word. If your struggling reader is reading text on a Mac computer, they have one of probably the simplest text-to-speech systems. All you do is go to System Preferences. You choose Dictation and Speech, you go to Text to Speech, and you click Speak Selected Text when key is pressed. You'll notice that you can use any key you want here on the Change key, but Control S seems like a good one. You can also select different voices. I strongly recommend the Alex voice, and you can change the speaking rate up and down. Again, normal seems to work out okay. Okay, so after you've done all that, all you have to do is highlight the thing that you want spoken. Hit Control S.
Which branch passes laws?
And Alex will read whatever you want to your student.
2. Which branch tries criminal and civil cases?
Okay, very useful if there's a quiz they need to take. There is a translate function also built in, but it involves a lot of cutting and pasting, and it's really not the best way to do things. So let's take a look at Google Read and Write. Google Read and Write is an app that works in the Google Chrome web browser, and you can get it. You just Google Read and Write, and it'll come up as an app. There is a free version and a premium version. We're pretty much going to talk about the free version, except just a tiny bit about the premium. And it works best. One of the best things it does is work in Google Docs. So if you haven't used Google Docs before, the easiest way to get to Google Docs is to go into Google Chrome, click on the little 9 squares, hit Drive, and there you are in Google Drive. You can tell that I have a lot of documents in my Google Drive. You can use Read and Write with one of the documents that you have, or you can upload a document. Say that you want to do that same quiz that we just talked about. So I'll go to New, File Upload. I'll pick the thing I want to, my sample quiz here, open it, and it uploads into Google Drive as a Word document. Open that Word document and then tell it to open the document with Google Docs, because Read and Write works in Google Docs. Okay, here's our document, and if you have already downloaded the Read and Write app, you'll see a little purple puzzle piece here tag, and that gives you your Read and Write toolbar. Now this toolbar has all the premium tools in it, but we're only going to talk about the ones that you can get with free right now. And Google Docs, by the way, works on either Mac or PC computers, which is a real benefit. Okay, easiest thing to do. Let's say you want it to read you a word. All you do is go in, highlight the word, hit the play button right up here.
Branch.
It reads you the word. Say you want the whole question. Highlight it, play.
1. Which branch passes laws?
One of the nice things about the Google Read and Write, as opposed to just the regular reading it on Macs, is that if you'll notice, it highlights the sentence it's reading, and it also reads each word, highlights each word as you read along.
Which branch tries criminal and civil cases?
So that kids actually start to recognize more words, having seen them highlighted and pronounced at the same time. Now let's say you don't want just part of a document read. Maybe you don't want to have the student on here just highlighting the words he thinks he needs. You want the whole thing read to him. Okay, well, go over here to Settings, set the reading to continuous reading, and Settings, by the way, is also where you can pick your voice. I like US AVA best, and you can again change your speed. Again, medium is a nice one. And this is also where you're going to change your translation options to different languages. In this case, I'm going to have it translate into Spanish when we get to that part. Okay, so now I've got it set on continuous reading. All I do is start wherever I want to and hit play.
Quiz on the branches of our national government. 1. Which branch passes laws? 2. Which branch tries criminal and civil cases?
Okay, you'll notice a pause button up here. The child can pause, answer the question, and then continue.
3. Which branch makes regulations to implement laws?
Okay, and then when they're done, just hit stop. Now I wanted also to show you the translate function, because that's going to be a big help to your ESL students. Now obviously, if you want the whole document translated, you can just upload it into Google Translate. But again, let's say you have an English language learner who is doing fine but occasionally runs into a word that they need a little help with. You can just have them highlight the word that they're struggling with, say constitutional here, hit translate, which is this double arrow thing, and it will show you what the word is in Spanish in printing. And again, remember, over here on settings, over in the settings gear, we chose which language we were interested in, but it will also pronounce the word for you.
Constitucional.
So the English language learner can see the word written in his or her own language as well as hear it pronounced. Google Read and Write doesn't just work on Google Docs. It also works on any page on the web. And you'll see the little Read and Write puzzle piece, purple puzzle piece up here. Click it and you get the Read and Write toolbar. And again, I can choose to have the whole thing read to me if I want to. You just hit play and it starts reading. You have to kind of highlight that first set of words.
Snake. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Jump to. Navigation, search. Snakes. Temporal range. Lower Cretaceous recent. Text.
Now let's say you don't want all the sidebars written and everything, read to you and everything, then you can just start it by highlighting the beginning of the text.
Snakes are reptiles. They are part of the order Squamata. They don't have legs, voice, ears, and eyelids. Despite this,
again, pausable, or you can just quit. Translate also works on this, and in fact, Translate is how you do it on a website if you just want to read one word. So again, we highlight the one word that we'd like to hear pronounced. Maybe the student is having trouble with the word reptiles, or let's pick something different. Let's pick squamata. That looks more interesting. Say they have no idea how to pronounce that word, which doesn't sound too weird. Okay, so I will go to the Translate function. It will bring up the translation, which it's in Latin, but if I click here up on the English one, it will pronounce it for me.
Squamata.
Okay.
Squamata.
Let's try another word that a student might have difficulty with, carnivores. Okay. Hit Translate. Pronounce the English for me.
Carnivores. Carnivores.
And it will list the 3 most likely synonyms in Spanish and pronounce all of them if you wanted to.
Carnívoro. Fiera. Carnicero.
Now there's one more thing I want to show you using Google Read and Write. It is only available in the premium version, which normally you would have to pay for, but if you are a teacher, you can get 1 copy of Read and Write free by going to this website. And that's why I have all these things up here in the toolbar, which we're not going to talk about all of them today. But I really wanted to show you one that is awfully cool. The one here that looks like a little iPod with the earphones. It is a function called SpeechMaker, and what it will do is create an MP3 of everything you highlight. So say you want to create an MP3 of this quiz. You don't want to have every kid who needs it read to them on a computer for whatever reason. You click speech, highlight it, click Speech Maker, and you see a little progress bar up here. It will create an MP3. When it's done, shows up, you can highlight it, you can say this is a sample quiz, sends it wherever you want it, and save. And you now have an MP3 recording of your quiz that you can use over and over. You can download to a thumb drive or an iPod or an iPad, whatever you want. On PCs, Microsoft Word will do speech to text pretty easily. All you have to do is go up to the down arrow right here. Okay, go to More Commands, ask for All Commands, and then go down to Speak and add it to your toolbar. Here we go. Okay. And now we have Speak in our toolbar, and all we have to do is highlight the question that we want read and go up and hit the speech bubble.
Which branch tries criminal and civil cases?
This is really handy if you need to have a quiz read to a child who struggles with reading. MS Word also has several translation functions that can help your ESL students. Under Review, Language is where you'll find them, and you go to here. They make use of the web, so you have to have an internet connection. You can ask it to translate an entire document if you want to. We're not going to do that. You can also translate selected text. So there's our highlighted text, and over here is the translation in Spanish. And the thing I like the best is if you set up the mini translator, which is also under Language, Translate. You do the mini translator and set it up, which I have done on this machine. Then when you hover over a word, let me see if I can get it to do it. When you hover over a word, it will automatically translate it for you in a kind of a ghost version. So there we see constitutional is adjetivo político constitucional in Spanish. So you can see that MS Word on PCs has a number of the same useful functions. Whether their translations are as good as Google Docs, I can't tell you.